Oh, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Look, Chelsea news, Chelsea transfer news, that's going to go on till the time ends, right? That's always going to go on. But I think it's sometimes prudent to take a little bit of time away from all of this noise and evaluate what has happened, evaluate what has taken place. We as a fan base, myself included, we are very quick to commentate. We are very quick to criticize. We are very quick to be, pointing the finger at whoever. I think similarly, we need to take the time. We need to take the time and provide some level of praise as well when certain objectives are met. In my personal opinion, against the odds, even though it was the expectation, but sometimes what you may expect because of the standard of a football club doesn't necessarily mean those expectations can be met because the right ingredients may not be there. So, ladies and gentlemen, these are my confessions. I feel like I'm Usher. These are my confessions. Na, 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 na. Na, 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 na. These are my confessions. Man, I've thrown and I don't know what to do. These are my. I think that's the part two. This is not part two. This is part one of the confessions. I thought it's timely to do this video and keep things documented, keep things in the record, so that no one can misinterpret me, misunderstand me. So I thought, look, I need to get certain things out from my chest, from my heart. Look, I'll be honest. From the start of this season, when I saw the kind of transfer activities that we did last summer, I didn't think we were going to get top four. I know there was a lot of people out there that felt, yeah, that's the bare minimum. The quality is there. We should be getting top four. But I just saw the kind of business that we did and the manager that we've brought in, who I don't have any issues with. I never had any issues with Enzo Maresca. If you see all throughout this season, you'll never see me say Enzo Maresca out. I don't think I've ever said that. I mean, I've been disappointed, but from the get-go, I knew this was a rookie manager. From the get-go, I knew this manager is a developing manager. So considering he's a rookie manager, considering the kind of business that we did last summer, considering the squad that we have or had, still have, I just felt that, yes, there's some talented players, but overall, it seems like another development year. And it felt like a squad that is probably going to be fifth or sixth. So kudos to the team, kudos to the manager. To finish fourth position, and I get it, it was a scramble at the end. And this isn't some sort of a celebration or, yay, we've done something incredible. No, this is just coming back to normality, how it used to be at Chelsea Football Club at a given Champions League football. But on this instance, it's a slight bit different because this mob of players and this manager and this entire setup at this football club, it's all new. None of them really have the pedigree or the know-how for success in football. There could be great business people and have success elsewhere running a business, but to have success in football, and when I mean success, major, major honors. Now you can say Enzo Maresca had a, title in the championship, and that's great, but that's championship. Premier League is top flight football. That's a whole new kettle of fish. Some of the players, yes, you can say Enzo Fernandez is a World Cup champion. Kukurea is European champion. Reece James, previous Champions League champion. Sure, but Reece James has missed a lot of football. Kukurea has had his ups and downs at Chelsea Football Club, and now he's seeing the fruits of it, being able to see out the adversity. Enzo Fernandez has had his ups and downs. And all around, it's a lot of players that has not experienced success at the highest level. You look at the sporting directors as well, and I'm not giving a huge praise on the sporting directors or anything like that, and I'll get to that down the track. I'm more giving praise to the players and the manager. But what I'm trying to point out here is even our sporting directors don't have any history of huge success. They've not won titles. So this is why I want to take this moment and I want to at least appreciate the effort the manager and the players have put right at the end. You look at the last final 7 or 8 matches, I think Newcastle was the only one that we lost. Besides that, yes, there was draw against Brentford and Ipswich, sure. But there's been some significant victories as well along the way. Fulham, for instance, Tariq George, huge turning point. If Tariq George doesn't score there, I don't know if Pedro Neto gets the opportunity to score the winner. And I don't know if from there we would have kicked on or not. We get a victory there, all instigated from Tariq George, and then we rolled on. Got a victory against Everton. Then we moved on to Liverpool. Got a victory there, very good victory there. Yes, we lost against Newcastle, but the second half, we fought tooth and nail. We fought. And maybe we could have equalized. Nonetheless, we lost. But the heads didn't just drop off. We still stayed as mature as possible, strong-minded. And of course, leaders like Reece James and Enzo Fernandez definitely helped to drive the ship. And I'm not forgetting players like Caicedo, players like Kukurea, even Robert Sanchez right at the end, I have to say. Put on a shift. Levi Colwell, the final few matches, 6-7 matches, rock solid. And the list goes on. So, kudos to the manager, kudos to the players for showing that they've developed in terms of strength in mentality. They've developed certain level of discipline. Sure, Nicholas Jackson with his people's elbow, that's a separate case. But overall, it looks like defensively there's a little bit more discipline, maturity, players covering for each other. Manager, as much as nonsense he's been talking, not at the start he was talking brilliant conversations. Then he went through a phase where he was talking a lot of crap. And then right at the end, sort of brought it back again. But we have to say, this is a manager whose highest experience has been at the championship level. Besides that, he's been an assistant manager previously at Manchester City, I think at West Ham as well. Championship has been his highest level. And to come into the Premier League and get top 4, that's, as I said, I didn't think he was capable of doing that on his first shot at the Premier League. And all of this, ladies and gentlemen, and this is what I want to make clear in my confessions, right? I've praised the team, the manager, for doing a job that I probably thought they weren't capable of this season at least. But they've done it, and that's a huge tick mark. And hopefully that's the baseline that they can work on to then progress and go further next season. Because you don't want to go back. You've achieved something, and let that be your baseline from now on. Let that be the bare minimum, showing to the fan base that we're not going to stoop below that. That's the bare minimum. Now, having said all of this, I still will not say sorry. And this is, I guess you can say, the second part of my confessions. Feel like Usher once again. I'm still not going to say sorry to the owners or the sporting directors. Why? Because we've not really achieved anything yet. We've taken a path that I feel is not necessary. And look, as I said, there's plenty of news going around that we're going to continue with this policy. We're going to continue with this development and picking out players from the market who we can nurture and grow. This policy, it's not, I've never seen this policy bringing titles and trophies. I've never seen for any top clubs out there. You see how competitive the Premier League is. Look at what Liverpool's doing. Look at what Manchester City is going to do, what Arsenal's going to do, even Man United. Bringing young players and following this youth policy, nurturing them and developing them, that takes time. Now, look, I'm happy to be proven wrong. But you cannot sit there and tell me by doing this policy, you're going to win a title anytime soon. So this is why I will not say sorry to the owners or the sporting directors as yet. Because until and unless I start seeing major trophies coming back to Chelsea Football Club and, winning the Conference League, look, we should be winning the Conference League. That league is beyond us. This final match against Real Betis is the first proper match in this competition. All throughout, it's just been a joke. So winning that's not going to warrant an apology. Getting Champions League football this season is not going to warrant an apology. I'm sorry. If next season we are fighting for the Premier League title all the way till the end and perhaps even winning it, or we go very close to winning the Champions League and we consistently show that and then we pick up those trophies as well, that's when you're going to see me apologize to the ownership, to the directorship and say that, you know what? Yeah, it looks like you knew what you were doing. Because there's so many things that they've done incorrectly from the get-go. There was no need for that. I'm not going to list all of them out. You guys all know all the things that since they've taken over the football club. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to put it out there on record that I'm very happy and I'm very glad that the team has made it to Champions League football, and let that be the baseline for this club from here on in. That's the bare minimum. And I didn't expect these lot to do this season. So I'm very glad and I'm very grateful to them for bringing us back to Champions League football. And I hope they can kick on from here. And I hope they develop and grow and give us the fan base what we desire, which is trophies, major trophies. I know a lot of you guys will say, hope you've learned a lesson and now know to back the team. It's not about backing the team. Every Chelsea fan out there backs the team, or else we wouldn't be watching the match. We wouldn't be watching on a regular basis. It's about looking at the ingredients from the get-go and saying, is this actually enough? And honestly, I'll reiterate what MIZ'S said recently, which resonates perfectly. On All You Can Eat Chelsea, he stated that, and I agree, whatever the owners and the sporting directors did to assemble the team, in spite of that, these players and this manager have been able to get the objectives that were set out for this season. Because the players that they've brought in this summer, a lot of them left in the January. And the other lot that they brought in the summer, they didn't really perform that well all throughout the season. They've not been consistent. Sancho needs to go back. João Felix is not even at Chelsea Football Club. Renato Vega is not even at Chelsea Football Club. Pedro Neto has been on and off. KDB, KDH. He's not been good enough, let's be honest. Well, he's really a Conference League player. And the list probably goes on. God knows how many other players that we got. So, in spite of what the owners and the directorship, sporting directors have done, this manager, Enzo Maresca, and the players have been able to at least meet the objective, which is Champions League football at a bare minimum, and hopefully Conference League trophy, because that's up for grabs. Wish we'd done better in the domestic cups, but hopefully we go again next season. But the owners and the sporting directors, the way they assembled the squad is not. That's not the reason why we're in the Champions League. It's these players, I guess, wanting to prove people wrong that they can do it. And I hope they take this mentality and grow and become far more mature players from here on in. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, these are my confessions. I just wanted to put it out there that I think sometimes we need to take the time and appreciate what these lot have done, which many of us thought was probably not possible this season. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Do you feel the way I do? If yes, comment. If no, comment even more. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Till next time. Take care. See ya.